Hey, welcome to MULLEN'S Stock. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. And also remember that this is not a financial advice video. Today, I would like to talk to you about some potential operational updates that are coming up next week and what it could mean for MULLEN. If we look at the news from August 14th, MULLEN shared its key 3 numbers and a general business update. They indicated here that they have fully met the Environmental Protection Agency regulations for the Class 3 truck launch, and now we are awaiting final certification approval from the EPA, which is expected on September 30, 2023, conveniently next week. This is why many people are talking about the EPA, because it's the next big thing for investors. The reason for this is that until the certificate is in hand, deliveries cannot take place, and without deliveries, there won't be any revenue, and revenue is the most crucial thing. In David's recent interview, projections were also given for 2023 and 2024, including an expected revenue of $86.4 million for 660 M1 and 930 M3 in 2023, and then $584 million in 2024. However, this calculation has been done for just one line of M3, but according to recent news, it is being suggested that another line is in the works, and there was a hiring event for another line on August 31st. So this revenue will only come in when the EPA certificate is obtained. This is why the EPA certificate has become the next big issue for investors. I will now discuss some things that are pointing towards the early arrival of the EPA certificate. However, it's crucial to understand that everyone has been placing excessive focus on matters like buyback and lawsuits, as if there should be a buyback every day, and this will somehow save the stock price. But that's not true. The same situation applies to lawsuits. Lawsuits are good, but placing too much emphasis on them is wrong. Putting all your weight behind that decision, which is actually completely wrong, is like playing a losing game in reality, because in the business world, you need money, you need income, and undoubtedly EPA and sewing machine deliveries will turn into income. The decision might seem right on paper, but it may only yield results for about 2 to 8 years, as Alan had indicated. This means that when it comes to other things, and as a side note, I've mentioned this before, I'm not here to compare Tesla to MULLEN. But generally, one thing Elon did, to leave the shorts behind, because there were a lot of shorts in the early days of Tesla. He just generated so much income that it would attract the investors, which would increase the value. So I'm not really saying here that the focus should be on decisions or buybacks. But you really have to focus on production, because still, if you only emphasize the decisions and don't pay attention to the operation, you'll lose a lot of income in the coming years. It's not easy to understand, but still, this is a side tangent or rant. But when it comes to it, Ernest actually tweeted this on September 22. It seems, and he signaled that he had spoken to someone from a dealership, and ultimately there will be 10 road vehicles at their facility next week. Undoubtedly, this is what Brad signaled from Randy Marion, that 10 to 14 vehicles will be delivered next week, and deliveries. So if they hadn't obtained the EPA certificate, they wouldn't be able to deliver. Maybe an hour or so later, then the sewing machines are coming soon. Which means income, because I signaled before that whatever vehicles MULLEN is making and keeping on their lot, they are not generating revenue. According to their full agreement, they should physically be delivered to Randy Marion, and when they are delivered, Randy Marion will pay. This means that for Q3, this could be quite good news, which means for their upcoming Q3 earnings, there will probably be 3 revenue sources in general, and they will be MULLEN Go M1, but unfortunately, only pilot programs will be there, which were purchased from British Airways and New York Power Authority, because, besides this, they haven't done much more, and based on what Brad told Randy Marion, I believe they've only sold about 4, so M1 revenue isn't that high, but if they can deliver these 10 cars by next week, it means M3 revenue will increase. So there will be 3 sources of revenue, which is quite good in this regard. So I don't know if MULLEN will announce anything themselves or not, but it's safe to say that they have come within the projected timeline. From an operational point of view, I don't think it could be much better, because it proves that things are indeed happening. But in terms of numbers, Brad signaled that about 10 to 14 are coming. But I think the actual production is more, and I believe there were around 25 in the M3 batch, not counting the M1s. So this definitively shows that things are indeed happening from an operational point of view in Tunica. What are your thoughts on EPA? Do you think MULLEN will announce it, as I suggested? I feel that many investors will understand that once deliveries are happening, they must have obtained an EPA certificate. This is common knowledge. But whether MULLEN will actually announce it or not, we don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Guys, that's all we have for you today. What is your opinion about Mullen stock? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching.